So somebody asked a question that I think we could all take a stab at here. This person's Twitter handle is Yesy_Bev. And they say, if you could tell one person about 9/11 before it happened, who would you tell and why? What would change? You got to pick one person. It's pretty easy, right, though? Don't you just...
You tell... The pilot knew. The
pilot knows, yeah.
Oh, no, you mean like the actual pilot.
Some person with your own personal life.
I think you have to... Don't you just tell, like,
I'd tell her so I could just say, I told you so, and make her mad.
No, you tell some really old school, like, New York cop. Like some guy who's seen it all.
Somebody should, I'm not saying that I'm the guy who would do this, but somebody should have told Bryant Gumbel, because the video of him as it's going down is insane. It's just, it's the most confounding thing in the world, because they're telling him what's going down, and he's just sitting there going, so let me understand. There's a building, and it's like, you're there, you're in this. He's in it as it's going on. It goes on for hours and hours and hours,
and he still doesn't.
He wouldn't get off the air so that somebody could explain to him what was going on. And I can't imagine people were trying to explain to him what was going on. And it was all live feeds with people telling him what was happening, and he just kept repeating the same question over, and people were getting angry with him. The experts on the ground were getting angry.
Was he just in disbelief, or he was just thunderstruck, or he wasn't?
No, it was just him. I don't know what he was doing, but it was just him and his own rhetoric, just sort of trying to parlay this into like a real sports interview, as if it was a hypothetical. And it's just, then the backdrop changes, and then now there are no building, and he still just kind of like struggled with it. There's an ad now with he and
Katie
Couric. And it's based on this humorous thing with them dealing with the internet and stuff. But this is like the same thing with this real humorous event that's going on in real time, and it's
fuck that guy.
I don't mean in a bad way. I just sort of like.
Will there be a 9/12?
Yes.
You know what would be a good movie? Is you have that, it starts with that question, like Michael Caine is Mr. Destiny, or somebody comes and says, like, you can go on anybody you want about 9/11, go. And then you go, and you go, and it cuts to, like, Robert Downey Jr. is like, goes up the White House steps, and he's like, Mr. President, and Mr. President says, yeah, and he says, the 9/11's going to happen. And then he's like, let me explain exactly what 9/11 is going to be. I got 10 minutes, and then you don't want to hear it all, so you cut to like a cigarette that shortens, and then he's like, and it's going to happen on 9/11, and the mnemonic device for that is it's an emergency, and also it's September 11th, so 2001. So okay, all right, thank you, says the president, and then he doesn't tell him that he's traveled in time though. So then he goes back to the present, Robert Downey Jr., and he gets there, and it's like everything's the same. 9/11 happened just the same way. You know why? Why? They let it happen. But he spends some time trying to make sure, did it not, maybe it was a dream. Maybe
and he's the only guy that can prove that it actually was an inside job, because he told them.
Right, but his evidence is a strange story about going back in time.
I totally time traveled and did it.
But the president makes the mistake of saying, this was great 9/11 forewarning, thank you. I want you to take my lucky rabbit's foot. It's a presidential lucky rabbit's foot. The guy didn't think anything of it, and when he traveled back to the present, he ran into his ex-girlfriend, who he hates, but who he loves, and he gives it to her. He goes like, you know what? Here, take this. She's like, I'm going to go study overseas. And he's like, take this. And she's like, why? He's like, just something someone gave me. So then he goes home and it's like, oh, 9/11 happened just like regular. And he's like, what? It must have been an inside job because I said that rabbit's foot. I got to get that rabbit's foot. But my ex-girlfriend has it and I hate her. And she's overseas.
I need another Michael Caine scene at this point.
I told you the rules to this thing can't go back once.
Come on, I need it.
Oh, yeah, stop waiting. Oh. Gotta go wait. Oh,
so yes?
No, yeah.
Is Robert Downey Jr. playing himself?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. That's why he didn't need to get a tour or anything. Like, he just walked up the White House steps. Is that RDJ down there? That was my president. Speaking of which, somebody requested your Obama. If you want to, here, we'll do the scene where I'm Robert Downey Jr.
Obama wasn't president during 9/11.
Oh, right. Yeah, that wouldn't work. Well, he finds Obama at a cafe who's going over his presidential nomination forms. Yeah, Mr. President. I mean, Barack.
Kind of jumping the gun there a little bit, aren't you? But, look.
Do you mind if I sit down? My name is Robert Downey Jr.
Well, it's a free country, and quite frankly, I'm not going to pretend that I don't know who you are.
Oh. So. I'm going to sit on the chair by turning it around and straddling it, just to add some energy. Here's the deal. 9/11's going to happen.
The date? Or is there some new band that I'm not familiar with?
There's going to be some planes, and they're going to...
Because, 3/11 is bad enough, but if
I don't ever want to know. It's... You say... I want to on 9/11. It all happens on 9/11.
What I've got to do is get to my people. And we've got to come up with a policy for this. And there are proper channels for making this happen.
Just as long as you stop 9/11. That's all I care about. I'll see you later.
Well, you sure you don't want to... Oh, all right. I mean, I had a couple of these Danishes, and certainly I can only get through half of one. But there he goes.
Just stop 9/11, future president. Yeah, I got 5 minutes left in 1999. Maybe I should go...
You know what? I don't know if you like steak.
Oh.
But while you're here, there's a 5-minute steak place that's around the corner.
All right, well, I'll probably get to watch them make it. But then I gotta go. Doggy bag. I can take it. Is the steak better in 1999 than it ever will be?
It'd be 10 years old. It would be 8.
Be a seared Kobe beef, a mix of green peppers and black peppers.
When do people start fucking?
I somehow lost my hashtag search. All right. Based on Dan's Michael Caine impression, campaign to get him into the Trip 3. I don't know what that means. Too pop cultural. I don't like pop cultural references.
They both do very funny Michael Caine impressions in that. It's very good. The end.